Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another program by the Green Team. Our presenters this evening are Samin and Serini, and we're going to do a program on Keep My Streets Clean. I'm going to make you both co-hosts. So if you have any screen share that you would like to do, you will be able to do that. Gentlemen, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Some Zoom etiquette. Please make sure you're on mute. Gentlemen, if you have questions, would you prefer them to be in the chat or would you rather have a Q&A at the end? It's up to you.
I think a Q&A at the end would be better. That way we can get through the content.
Great. I think that's a great idea. Okay. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, and good evening, everyone. My name is Samin Desai, and I'm here with Srini Ida, who's a partner and a co-host with me, and we'll be talking about Keep My Street Green today, which is an innovative project within Parsippany team. So just basic logistics. I have a presentation. Should I be sharing my presentation?
Yes, please.
Okay. Just let me know once you see it.
See it.
See it.
Okay, perfect. I'm just going to put it in, oops. Just want to put it in presentation mode.
Mm-hmm.
Can everyone see it?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you, everyone.
You probably want to go to the top and do swap displays at the top.
Oh, yeah. So you're seeing the reader view?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
How about now? Yeah. Okay. So thank you, everyone. We wanted to get started talking about Keep My Street Green. Again, it's an innovative community project, and we are really happy that we are here with the team here, and we have had very good support from the Parsippany Green Team, Sustainable Jersey, as well as the advisory committee. So what we're going to do today is talk through, and we'll be giving an overview of the Parsippany Green Team as well, and in context, look at the Keep My Street Green project. Topics for today are reviewing which organizations are a part of this framework, why, what problem are we trying to solve fundamentally, what is our solution, and then review of, as we look at rolling out this project, what kind of data are we going to gather and how does that meet, and what are the plans, the project plans, as well as the goal and guidelines for 2021. So with that, let me dive in. The organizations that are really involved with this project are Sustainable Jersey, Parsippany Green Team, and Parsippany Environmental Advisory Committee. We have Sustainable Parsippany Green Team is really this team where we are trying to collaborate with our residents, again, town government, as well as business community, to implement programs that improve our quality, not only just physical, but environmental and financial sustainability of our community. There are several programs that are part of that. And when you think of the overall programs and sustainability capabilities, that's really how Sustainable Jersey program is helping us, where it's a nonprofit organization, consists of over 150 experts and leaders from federal and state agencies, universities, and nonprofit organizations, really helping us understand what kind of categories are there where we as a team can contribute and really help not only just a town, here in case Parsippany, but across the towns and help Jersey overall. Some of the categories, and again, this is I'm not going to go through all the categories, but this is just a quick view of the categories that we're going to be looking at. One of the categories happens to be number 11, which is the Innovative Community Project. So just contextualizing what we are here to talk about is the Innovative Community Project. And within that, we have Keep My Streets Clean. That said, when we think of the town itself and Parsippany Green Team itself, our goal, so we are a fledgling organization. We started this year, and our goal in 2021 is to get a bronze certification, which is 150 points. So the categories that you saw in the previous slide constitute points, and the projects that we do on those categories, when you bring them together, have a total that we can use for getting points for our town. So some of the things that we already have is the mandatory green team that has to be established, implementing priority actions, and then completing actions in 6 of 18 categories, so that we can get to 150 points of 150. Overall, our goal is to grow in spirit and in numbers, both people-wise as well as points-wise, and ultimately to get to goal in 2023. This could not be and would not be done without the help of Parsippany Environmental Advisory Committee, which is a 9-member committee in Parsippany town that helps just advise and works in an advisory capacity to the town council, but really helps us also understand the direction and the prioritization and the way to work through it, through these projects and sustainable categories. So with that said, let us talk a little bit about what is the main problem that we are trying to solve. And it starts with the ocean. So why is that important? One of the key things that we have is we will protect our oceans if we protect our streets. And if you think about what happens, what we are seeing in the oceans, more than 5 trillion bits and chunks of plastic garbage, 8 million tons of plastic debris every year is getting there. It creates a lot of floating surfaces and plastic trash just floating around. The gyre that gets created are essentially 5 across the world. And these are pretty big swirling garbage patches that just float around. If you think of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, you're looking at almost double the size of Texas. That much, 80,000 tons of plastic is just floating around, as an example, in the Pacific Garbage Patch. And you can see how it looks in the bottom right here from just a visual standpoint. Pretty big. Affects us in many different ways. It creates issues with ocean life. Ultimately, if you extrapolate that would lead to extinction of humans. There are many studies done to show the effect of plastics. Again, the point is not to go through all of this, but just to understand how everybody's getting affected. It's affecting marine life. It's affecting various different various different ways. For example, this whale was killed by plastic bag in Thailand, and over 17 pounds of plastic waste was removed from the whale's stomach. Some other examples of how other marine life has been impacted, seals, for example. So in a nutshell, when you think of all these plastic gathering out in this ocean, there are essentially 6 different ways they reach there, or 6 different steps in which they reach there, starting from things in the city, ultimately through the drainage system, through the sewers, and ending up in rivers and then oceans. Well, we want to do something about it. If you think of the top plastic items, and you would see this day in and day out if you go through the some of the streets that we have. We are trying to minimize this. We want to minimize it through an innovative community project. That is Keep My Street Green. The point is, if we are able to maintain our streets clean and keep our drains clean, we will contribute to a large extent to remove or keep the plastic off from the oceans. It's a very simple concept. It needs work, but it can be done. And all we are trying to do is keep the streets clean, stop the runoff plastics from the storm drain. If we can recover thousands of plastic pieces from one town annually, it'll make a difference. And we can keep on doing this. And I'm sure if every town adopts it, it will be a huge impact. So let's see the concept and some data around it. We know Adopt a Street program is something which is not a new concept, but what we are trying to do is bring multitude of different factors to help improve the adoption of the program within Parsippany and hopefully within New Jersey. We have a digital app that we are working with so that we can log the activities. In this day and age, data is the new oil. So the more the data we have on the activities we are doing to actually impact the environment, the better we'll be off, not only just from being able to see our own activities, but also being able to report that these activities are occurring or these conditions are occurring. And both will help provide visibility on the work that needs to be done and the work that is being done. There are several ways we are thinking of incentivizing in a way where not only can people get educated, they get feedback, but also how can more of environmentally savvy folks come together to do and keep the streets clean. We have volunteers from the community, students, member of Seva International Group, really who will participate as a pilot program where we'll make sure that we keep our storm drains free of plastic debris, get the trash and garbage, even styrofoam cups that we see on our streets, and also cigarette butts. The plan is to really adopt the street and pick up plastic debris once a week and log those results, including pictures of garbage collected. We'll be providing them with trash pickup hand claws or sticks that can help them. We'll have a mobile app that we've launched so that they can log it and view it anytime they want electronically. And we'll educate them for making sure that they are making an impact. We've also set up a nonprofit organization which Srini, Ida, and I represent on that, and it's called keepmystreetgreen.org. We feel it's a comprehensive solution because it extends, if we can extend this from local streets to business areas as well. The idea would be to educate local business on the benefits of this and our program goals as well. We would also want to try and see how we can provide this information for use not only in environmental teams, but also to the towns, such that they can make use of it to better improve the conditions within the town, as well as use them for data for improving and getting more resources allocated in their circle of influence. So the goal is really to see if we can cover 400 streets. In 2020, we covered around 10% of that. But by December 2021, we plan to cover the rest of 320. Again, that's what we aspire to do. And our goal is always, I guess we can call it our goal or the vision or an aspiration, however you want to classify that. But that's 99% clean and green streets, along with business areas where we would not find plastic debris that is seeping into the storm drains. And again, we all know the benefits. We've gone through those benefits in our previous slides. We started in earnest in August 2020. And now that if we look at our data, we'll go through some of the examples that we have seen. You'll see that we have collected. You can see how what we are doing is, there are a few things to see here. One is a crossroad. So we want to make sure that the streets are mapped. Second, we have a bag so that there is a collection going on. Third, there is a pickup stick that we are giving to volunteers so that they can pick up the debris and put it in. All these three, or at least the streets and the bags, we would want to look at. And we are building features in our app to figure out how to work with the debris that is collected and over time classify it so that we know what we are getting. This is an example, and we have anonymized it to the extent possible here, the volunteer, and you can see Srini's name here, just to mask everybody else. But the idea is that this is just an example of streets covered, the number of pieces that we have gathered, and the types of pieces that we have gathered, right from lids or straws or cans, beverage bottles, gloves, masks, others. And the idea is, if we are able to provide this visibility, over time, the town or even citizens can do something with it and hopefully reduce this kind of activity where unknowingly sometimes they may just put things out the road. Some more details on that. What it captures is the date, the street. We are also looking at how we can capture the picture along with it. So again, we believe picture is worth 1,000 words. It conveys a lot, and it can convey a lot over time. So in summary, this is a small experiment that we did, and it was a bit manual, but we were able to do it last year. And again, I'm not going to go through and read all these, but it gave us a perspective of how might we be able to systemically and systematically solve this problem. And hence, this led to creation of an app that we have launched, where we can see how we can capture this information, but more importantly, provide this back to the community and officials for them to use it in the right manner. So again, we are very happy that the Parsippany Green Team approved this project as a community innovative project. We are quite excited to work with this team, and as we move through, give me 1 second. We are going to be capturing multiple aspects of it. So this is another example where we are creating reports such that we can get monthly, weekly, or yearly summary of streets cleaned, how many areas did the volunteers actually work in, what kind of pieces did we get. That way, we can have more insights into which streets are being cleaned more, which streets not, how many hours have gone in, and are we yielding the results in terms of the amount of garbage collected. What we plan to do is educate, bring awareness through citizens, to more citizens, through conversations like these, as well as discussions with schools and likely presentations to schools, creating enough structure such that we can allow this setup to be used across each town, identify streets where we can assign and then actually lead, assign each team lead to help volunteers to make sure that those streets are clean, and provide resources such as trash picker sticks and digital app which we have. The key focus for us is going to be to maintain the data, the data quality, so that we make sure that that data is usable everywhere as needed, and share this data with town councils. We believe that with the combination of the work, the ground level grassroots work, and the data together, will provide the impetus that the town needs or the towns need to one, highlight, and then procure the right resources to keep it going and make it sustainable, and truly make it sustainable, Jersey. We talked about the goals. This is where we have a call out and a shout out to all the volunteers who have the same passion of keeping everything clean and keeping the environment safe. Let us get, if we can get 250 to 300 volunteers over time to cover 80% of our town. That is what we are striving for. Again, we'll be reaching out and working with various different organizations to see if we can get that. And we want to just make sure that we are working through it in a sustainable manner, in a consistent manner at that. These are the following guidelines that we have to make sure that we can sign up the person or the volunteer on the digital app. We have put it in such a way that kids as well as parents can do it. We want to make it a family activity, such that values are passed down right from the family and the whole family enjoys it, rather than one person doing it because, you know. So we have an ability to make sure that we can sign up kids, and again, a guardian would have to sign up and approve it. So there's some approval workflows there. And then we can also provide service certificates for students to use in certain manner in their as a part of dedication to the community, and that would count to the volunteer hours. Along with that, we hope to provide the sticks, the trash pick sticks, so that they can be enabled with the right devices. For any questions, please send us an email. Our email is admin@keepmystreetgreen.org. And with that, I'll just go through basics of the app. Again, the point is just to give a highlight of the user interface here. When you look at the app, there'll be a few things needed, and we can work through it once you email us. But once you get into the app, you'll see a registration screen and a login screen. The first thing to do is make sure that you register, where you'll have to sign a waiver to make sure that that there's some legal speak, I guess, that we have to abide by to make sure that everything is safe. And then once you go through that, you can also register your organization. We are trying to enable different organizations who can actually come in and maintain their own group and get their own reports. That way, each organization and town, so it's by organization, by town, you can get visibility into the work that is being done, and we can track it year over year, month over month, or week over week. Certain programs, depending on what you need, could be added. So as you can see, an example of Parsippany Green Team being added as an organization. We have Seva International that has been added as an organization. And then within the organization, we could have multiple programs that we can also add. And as long as you sign up for the program, for the organization, and put your email through, we'll go through and register the person or the volunteering. And then you can see a lot of activities. So it's a simple app where you can see your activities, on what street you did, how much hours you worked, as well as what is the quantity that you collected. We are still working on the number of hours. Right now, it's gone. It's being taken through integers, so it's 0, 1, 2 in those increments. But over time, we will improve the features and add more features as we go along. There is also geolocation, so that you can see if the group is working in one place, you can all see a bunch of red dots right there where there's activity happening. And again, there's activity log where you can not only see the pictures, but you can also see a general description of what has been gathered. There is also, how can I miss a like feature? There's a like feature in there as well. So you can like if some activity is going on, some volunteer is working through it, so that we can create a community around like-minded people who want to clean their streets. So we've tried to put a little bit of social media bent to it, just to create that level of enthusiasm and cohesiveness in the group that is trying to do this work. And then again, we have report by organization, as I said, program. If there is any issue, let us know. We'll try to help you. And again, the key is it's not about just the street. It is about really going and looking at life as a whole, not just human life, but all life. And if we can do this, I'm sure we can make a difference by reducing and really bringing the leakage of plastic debris at the street level to near zero. With that, I will close the presentation. Thank you for having us. Any questions?
The app, can you get the app on where you get a Google Play or someplace else?
It's both iOS as well as Android.
Okay.
So you can get on both. It is actually AppSheet, Matt. So if you download AppSheet from Google Play or iOS, once you have AppSheet, you'll have your Google email. So you'll have to register with AppSheet, and then there is a registration for the app, because this app is under the AppSheet, which is an application that is from Google.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt, one more thing on that, like there is a website already up and running for this purpose, and it's a keepmystreetgreen.org. In that website, there are links posted for how to download the app instructions, and also the same app can be opened in the browser. All those instructions are available on the website. And today, actually, like ShopRite, I talked to ShopRite, and they extended their help for this one to support it. And the banners, they're going to keep it next 3 weeks in the ShopRite location, our Parsippany, the Green Team banner, and Adopt a Street program banner. So in next 3 weeks, like if anybody walks into the ShopRite, at the entrance, they put the Adopt a Street program banner there, and there is a QR code on that banner. And that's another way, like you can scan the QR code and to download the app.
Nice. Very nice. Samin, will you stop sharing your screen so we can all look at each other, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
There you go.
We got to get pictures of that. I have to get over to ShopRite.
I know, that's very cool. That's very cool. Good job. That's very cool. I like that.
Sriniji,
You're
you're on
muted,
mute.
Srini.
Idea is we are going to rotate those banners to the Shop and Shop and other the big store locations. So we are starting with the ShopRite right now.
Nice.
So Srini, that woman that I emailed you about the other day, I mean, she was asking me about something coming up this weekend at the last minute, but she's pretty well connected, and she's the commission, one of the chairs of it, and she is the chair of Morristown. So it's the next biggest town. And I think she's going to be interested in what you're doing overall.
Yeah,
So
I
this
mean,
is
we
good.
definitely want to take this one to other towns, the same, because even Sustainable Jersey is supports that our work in a different counties to campaign for other green teams to take these innovative projects, and we are definitely looking forward to help other towns.
And as a matter of fact, we are already working with certain volunteers in different towns. We have onboarded them. So they'll be starting to adopt the streets through this Seva International program. So we are actually going in those towns, and that work will start already. So the point would be for the green teams of those towns to also get on that, and we can spread the word that way as well. So there are a few ways we can do it for sure.
It would be, I think it would be a nice thing if we could get like a little letter or something to put in Parsippany Focus and talk about your efforts. Maybe not right now, even though I think you have a lot right now, but to talk about like how you have volunteers in other places too, because I think that's fabulous.
Yeah,
When you
as
guys
we
have
see-
strength in numbers, we can attest to that. So
So our mission is like we want to make Parsippany the first town in the New Jersey, like to make 99% compliance to this problem, and then to stop these leakages and at the street level. So we want to make it win that from everybody's hearts, from the residents from Parsippany.
and we should have a competition, like when you get all the data, like who has the worst street,
Yeah.
and then make people feel obligated to go out and keep their streets clean.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
did you
think
see, Moraine Road?
Julie, that is coming up. Like we are planning to
Yeah.
integrate that data to the website. So if you type your street name, that will show in the website like who cleaned it recently and how much, how many times and all that. So that will give like, maybe we can segregate who is the top 10 dirty streets.
Yeah, but what about, I mean, you have to take it in consideration though, like, Mount Tabor streets, people are always walking their dogs and picking up their garbage. So we should like win a prize because we're.
Yeah,
No, I'm kidding.
that's what
I'm
like
only kidding.
in the ground. Yeah, there's no, it's not. It's a truth. Like it's a real. The problem is real. Like we are not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, what's happening is like when I did like multiple times, so many times, like the most top 5 items. If I say like what are the things are coming in our streets. The first thing is bottles and cans, and the second thing is I see lots of dog poops, and then third one is the small liquor bottles. I don't know why
Yes.
people throw it, and that will be there so many times.
That's
And these plastic wrappers and bags. These are 4 or 5 things are coming. And at the same time, last time when we went to the Meadowwork cleanup, Try Meadowwork cleanup, Judy knows like. That 4 hours, like we pulled 400 to 500 pounds of the debris. In that, 80% is all these materials. Like literally, these we pulled from the streams, from even the dog poops, multiple dog poops bags, because they don't break because they're plastic. It's there. So one in our concept, like what we are trying to do is like. As awareness, like we have to put the adaptive store program in that adaptive store. Like you can identify some of these where the pet shops, and we can put the green team advisory things like people don't do these poop bags. It is monitored right now. It is volunteers are working, and so like that. Like I mean, more of the education and awareness, and so that people will stop it. But our town people are wonderful. Like we are done. Like when we did the plastic bag ban. There was so much support from the town. So,
amazing support.
Yeah, we have a wonderful people here. All we need is just education, little more education.
Yeah.
I
It
just
all
want to
boils
say,
down to.
I am extremely impressed with the work you all are doing. I just feel for once, and I've lived in this town for about 16 years. I now I have a little bit of pride in what's going on. I live next to a small park, and there's a basketball court, and they trash this area constantly. There are recycle bins 20 feet away, trash bins 20 feet away. I had to have the DPW put recycle bins in the basketball court to maybe people would have put they still do not put their plastic bottles when it's 2 feet away from them. So it's a very frustrating,
Yeah.
ongoing situation where people just don't seem to care.
And I think those are the places where we can actually put some flyers or some banners or something on around that, just so that it hits on the face. Because a lot of times it's just they are too tired. Maybe they've had a game or two more than what they could do, and they're just probably not able to. There's just something's going on, obviously. So the point is, if you can remind them of these through flyers or some sticky something over there. That may help as well. I think you have to try multiple things.
Oh yeah, we definitely have to.
Yeah.
You gotta shame them into putting it in. Michelle, you should stand there and yell at them when they.
Well, I would, all like 5'1" of me with these big guys, but like I don't know who's
know.
throwing. And I have gone out and talked to people, but you don't.
I'm just kidding.
No, but what can you do? It when people don't seem to take any, responsibility or pride in their environment, it's frustrating. But
I mean, that's what Cognac does. He's been doing it for years, and he'll go and do it, and he's frustrated. But he's at the other end of it, very frustrated. So I'm trying to bring him back and see that this is could be positive, and we can get more people to help him. So
right.
So Michelle, we are thinking about another program, like a Green Challenge program that is part of the Sustainable Jersey, and we are all right now brainstorming how to bring that one. That Green Challenge is basically initial first 1 month. We want to throw it out to the schools, kids, so that we have to educate more our school kids. Like we are, the most of the things are happening not to us also in the summer when there are a lot of plastic cans or something bottles we see which were thrown by, like, maybe I don't say 100, everything was done by kids, but there are majority might be coming from that source. So when we do this through the schools, and that may also could help us more educating at the school level.
Agreed. Yes, the children will do it.
And that's why we if we can make it a family kind of thing, family fair, that goes a long way, because then everybody participates.
Agreed.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
yeah,
I agree 100%. Yep.
your presentation is great, and good work. Both of you guys are just amazing. I thank you. From the plastics to now, it's inspiring to see this happening.
Yeah,
I agree.
Thank you, Sam. In the short notice, like he did all that. I put him a lot of pressure, but I couldn't do that better. But he is the right person for
it
that.
was a very informative.
You work together.
Right.
Yeah, it's a team, and we are all a part of it. Yeah, the same team essentially.
Yes.
So.
Yes. We all want the earth to survive.
Exactly.
It's not too much to ask.
Yeah.
Mostly because we don't have an alternative, but also because we really like it here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to become extinct like the dinosaurs,
Yeah, I'd
So,
like to stick around for a little while. I
want my children and their children to think that we did try to do something. That's like,
Absolutely.
I know.
that guilt, I want them to know I tried.
Right? And back in the old days, I thought I wouldn't have children because I was so afraid of global warming, and here we are. Okay.
Well, that ship sailed.
I shared too much information, but
that ship sailed, Judy.
that ship sailed. I know. I said, well, but now like your children, they're so in tune to the things, and this generation, I'm hoping that we start seeing action across a lot of fronts, and that's why we're here, and when will this recording be up? I mean, I want to maybe advertise that the recording's up too.
So here's the thing, I just learned this today. Obviously, I'm going to go in and I will shorten it up because we don't actually need to hear about what we were just talking about. So I'll just kind of
Thank
probably
you.
go. I'll just probably go to when you said thank you, and then Srini and Seaman said thank you very much. We're a team. I'll stop it there. So it has to process, and I just discovered that it takes 12 hours for it to process. And so I had a program this afternoon. So probably Monday AM is when it will probably go up. And then so they'll probably be, check with me first, text me first to make
Oh,
sure that
definitely. Yeah, because I'm
and-
not going to post anything, but I'd like to say, please check out on this, if you missed it, you can check it out at your
Right.
at your convenience.
at your convenience. Yeah.
And
I think that's
because
a good
I-
idea.
10 people look at my Facebook post, but
That's not true. I look at yours.
I'm kidding.
Judy, that number will go up since the banner is coming up in ShopRite, and
Yes.
the visibility will be going slowly up.
Yes. Yeah.
And
When is the
another-
banner going up?
They're going to put tonight, and so from tomorrow onwards it will be there. And another good stuff is like they agreed to give a community green board space. So in ShopRite, I'm going to make that as a permanent community green board. So all our flyers will stick there. They will not recycle it.
Nice.
Is that your idea?
Yeah, we were talking about that community green boards, right? And we need to come up with across the town multiple.
That's fabulous. Okay,
That's a good idea.
that's right.
And
So maybe we could reinvigorate some of the plastic information that people are forgetting.
the
ShopRite's one of
plastic
them,
bag
though,
ban.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
So Srini, I just want to ask you, do your flyers usually have QR codes on them?
Yes.
Good. Okay, good. Because I think that
Yeah,
a
they had
lot of
those big
people,
posters.
yeah, a lot of people really, it just feels like to me that it's like the 21st century and everybody really loves the whole idea of the QR code. They just, that's how everyone signs up for programs at the library. When you can see, we have our videos, our flyers right there, and all of them have QR codes. And
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
it's just
Things
Yeah,
have changed a lot.
Both banners has the QR code, like even the Parsippany Green Team Facebook has that banner has the QR code, and the Adopt a Street program banner has the QR code to download the app.
cool.
So, yeah, we're pretty much synced with that, and thanks to Saminji for generating those QR codes.
Yep.
He's expert in the QR code.
Yeah. It's a whole new place, isn't it? When you have to figure out how to put your link, hook it up to your QR code, and then make sure your QR code works. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very convenient though. A lot of people, it becomes a very quick decision for them to take it and download it. So they don't, the point was we were thinking on how to, if they are emotionally attached to that particular point of view, then how can we convert that into a registration?
Yep.
Because it's literally that. Because once they walk out, who knows what the world is going to be
That's
throwing
right.
at them.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. And
Right.
it's so convenient. I mean, like you just go right your camera and boom, and there you go. Now you're
Done.
registered. So convenient. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I have an affinity for those QR codes because they just make life
Yeah,
so
and
much
I-
easier.
Yeah, I
And
never really
another-
did, but they did a lot with that, even like with the COVID stuff at the,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another stuff I want to bring it here, like it is not the streets we are talking about, and in the app or in the whole program, we are also talking about adapt your location. The locations are like we are also pinning across the town all the business locations, the stores, or like schools, parks, and the libraries. So like anybody can even go and do the location cleanup and then enter the data. Like, I can come to Parsippany main library location around, clean one day and update it. And even in the parks, the park and ride locations. And that's the idea too. So that way, like we are talking about not only streets, we are covering the entire town with where there is a possibility of these leakages going on. And we should keep maintain it as a clean.
Yep. I think it's a very good idea. Very good. So Michelle and Matthew have left us. They,
Yes, we have a,
Well, I'm
I
here.
have the
I'm
green.
still here.
I'm only I'm just
Oh.
teasing you
I
guys.
think this
I'm
is,
eating dinner.
You guys
Yeah,
you've gone dark. Does anybody have any other questions or comments that they would like to make?
I just want to mention that
Comments?
this is
Good
just a
work.
really fun, interesting, awesome project. And, you know, this is something that can scale and really gain momentum and blossom because they've designed it in a way that you have an app, you have a town, you can go ahead and do it, and you just galvanize the community. Everyone takes responsibility for a very small chunk of the community, and then eventually everything just gets cleaned up over time, you know?
Mhm.
And then New Jersey leads the way, and another state takes over, another state, it just sort of blossoms, right? And that's just beautiful.
Yeah,
Yep. I
well
second
put.
that. I second that.
Me too.
All right then.
Okay.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for that excellent presentation. I really appreciate it. You can go on the Parsippany Library YouTube page. It'll be probably posted Monday. And we have a couple more programs, but I presume you probably already know all about those. And you just
Yeah.
sign up going on to parsippanylibrary.org and click on the calendar. And then you'll find your way there. No QR codes there, sorry. Not yet. Not yet. All
Thank you.
right.
All
Thank you
right.
for having us.
I thank you, Jean Marie, for this. Thank you, Srini. Thank you, Samin.
Thank you.
Thank-
And
Thank you.
I will see you in a few minutes, maybe, Srini, if you're coming on our meeting. We have a green team meeting.
All right.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank
Good
you.
night,
Bye,
everyone.
Michelle.
Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.